Hi, Mrs. Wagner. For my shapes, I'm going to be using this corn muffin mix as my prism. For my cylinder, I'm going to be using this toilet paper roll. And for my cone, I'm going to be using this cone I made. The first shape I'm going to be measuring is the prism. For my height, I got 1.5 inches. For my width, I got 5.5 inches. And for my length, I got 3 inches. To measure all of these shapes, I use a tape measure, and I did it in inches. To find the lateral area of a prism, our equation is perimeter of base times height. To find the perimeter of the base, you take the width times 2 times the length times 2 and add them all together. So we take 5.5 plus 5.5 plus 3 plus 3 and get 17. 17 times 1.5, which is our height, equals 25.5 inches squared. To find our surface area of the prism, our equation is the exact same answer we got for our lateral area plus 2 times the base of the area of the base. So we take our answer that we got for lateral area, which is 25.5, and plug it in here. Then we do 2 times 3 times 5.5. 3 times 5.5, which was the area of the base, is 16.5. So we take 16.5 times 2, and we get 33. Then we add the lateral area, which is 25.5, plus 33, which is the area of the base times 2, and we get 58.5 inches squared. For the prism, our equation is base times height, and the B stands for the area of the base. So we found out in the surface area that the area of our base is 16.5. So we can just plug it in right here, and then we take the height of the prism, which is 1.5, and we multiply it to get 24.75 inches cubed since it's volume. The next object we're going to measure, or shape we're going to measure is a cylinder. Our height is 4 inches. Our diameter is 4.5 inches, which makes the radius 2.25 inches. To find the lateral area of a cylinder, our equation is 2 pi r h. So since our radius is 2.25 inches and our height is 4 inches, we put in 2 pi times 2.25, which is our radius, and 4, which is our height, and we end up getting 56.52 inches squared, or if you want to put in terms of pi, we have 18 pi inches squared. To find our surface area of a cylinder, our equation is 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Our equation for the lateral area is 2 pi r h, so we can plug in our answer that we got here for this part of the equation. We got 56.52 for that, right there, and so we take plus 2 pi times the radius squared, so 2.25 squared. So when we do 2.25 squared, we get 5.0625. And so we take 56.52 plus 2 pi times 5.0625, and we get 88.31 inches squared. To find the volume of a cylinder, our equation is pi r squared h. So we plug in our radius, which is 2.25, and we square it, and then we also plug in our height, which is 4. So our radius squared is 5.0625, and then we can multiply these two and leave it in terms of pi, which would be 20.25 pi inches cubed, or we can do 63.59 inches cubed, and I rounded that to the nearest hundredth. So the next shape we're measuring is this cone that I made, and our measurements are the slant height is 2.5 inches, and our diameter, which is all the way across, is 2 inches, and our radius would be 1 inch because it's half the diameter. To find the lateral area of a cone, our equation is pi r l. L equals the slant height. So we plug in 1 because that's our radius, And then we're also going to plug in 2.5 because that's our slant height. So once we do that, we times 1 by 2.5, we get 2.5. So our lateral area is either 2.5 pi inches squared or 7.85 inches squared. For our surface area, the equation is pi RL plus B, and B is the area of our base. So to find the area of our base, first is pi r squared. So we're going to do pi 1 squared, and we get 3.14. So since the first half of our equation, pi RL, is the same as the lateral area, we can just plug this number in right here, and we get 7.85 plus 3.14, and we get 10.99 inches squared. Find the volumes of the cylinder. So our equation is 1/3 pi r squared and the height. And so we can't use our slant height that we found for the cone because it's asking for the height of the cone, which is in the center. So first we're going to make a triangle, and since our radius is 1, we put it at the base, and then our slant height is 2.5, so we put it at the slant height. And then we can use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and we plug it in. So 1 squared plus b squared equals 2.5 squared. So we get 1 plus b equals 6.25. So then we subtract it, and we get b equals 2.25, and then we need to find the square root of this. So we get 2.29, and that is rounded to the nearest hundred. Okay, now we can find the volume. So our equation is 1/3 pi 1 squared times 2.29, which is the height that we found over here by using the Pythagorean theorem. So now we can do 1/3 pi 2.29 because this equals 1, and then 1.2.29 is 2.29. So our answer is 0.76 pi inches cubed, or 2.4 inches cubed, and I rounded these to the nearest hundredth. In my video, I showed the skills of organization of ideas, effective presentation, and clear and concise communication. Thanks for watching.